Well, let's see. This says I'm live. I don't know if I actually am. This is a this is a new trial thing for me, so I'll see if you guys are actually gonna pop in here. But if you are, then hi guys, and welcome to Trucking Along with Kearsey. That's me, your positive voice in trucking. We'll see if anybody comes in. You know, every time I try something new, I feel like an idiot because I don't know what I'm doing. So I wonder if I can see it on my, can I see it on my thingy? No, it says I'm live, but yet I can't see you guys. Uh-oh. That's weird. I can't see you guys. And okay, so it says there's people watching. So I'll give it a minute, and maybe it takes a minute on my screen. But hi guys, good morning. Mwah. Okay, I do see people. There's Hans. Woohoo! Kind of freaking early. Yes, well, my body's getting back on on my normal schedule of overnight shift. So now I'm like going to sleep at 7 and 8 in the morning and waking up at 3 in the afternoon. And Tom says, "Do I know how early it is?" Yes. But, I'm East Coast. Yeah, I'm live. Hello. I know I'm going to mess your name up. I'm sorry. How about if I just call you Abdullah? Good morning. So where is everybody? Hans, don't have arguments. Big Houston. You know what? You went live last night and I tried to get in and then my phone died and it wouldn't let me back in. It just froze the screen. So if you guys don't know Big Houston, then go check him out. Okay. Well, something interesting I just learned. I can't uh, add moderators and stuff using this program. So you guys can hear me okay? Say yes, thumbs up, something. I don't know. Did you guys ever use the StreamYard? This is my first time. You weren't happy last night. Why? You're at the living room in the terminal. The living room terminal. Okay, cool. Well, my eyes are doing better. Yay! So I should be out probably 10 days or so. I have to go get my DOT physical afterwards. But did any of you guys catch all that drama with this guy Trucks? And there's a new channel. He had 22 subscribers and had been up for like a week. And he just started ranting and raving about this guy Trucks. And, you know, I like trying to help people. And, there were a lot of YouTube channels that helped me. And so I was going to reach out to this guy and I was watching like, I don't know, he had like 10 videos or something. And as I was watching them, I was like, okay, well, this guy's wants to help and he seems nice. And then all of a sudden he did this crazy video where he started screaming that this guy Trucks was a messiah and a cult leader. Good morning, Dirty Broke. How you doing today? Well, this guy Trucks is not a drama channel. He's more comedy. And he did a video, you know, I don't know, a year ago or so about Prime being a cult. And I thought it was hysterical. And that's why back in February I did that fake news video where, I showed him talking about the cult and Red Monkey Trucking and Wild Beard and a couple other channels. And he's a really nice guy. He's just funny. And it was funny because yesterday he said in his live feed, he's like, I don't know, this guy's all upset because he thinks I'm an educational channel and thinks that I'm giving out bad information or wrong information to truckers. He's like, I'm a comedy channel. And all that came into my head was that Crossfire episode of Jon Stewart saying to Tucker Carlson, you expect me to keep, you guys are like want me to report the news. I'm on Comedy Central, like I'm in between the Muppets. It was just like so funny. Hey, hey, Tom. Tom Bell's picking on the fact that I'm a turtle. Manny Ray, thank you. Yes, I enjoyed doing that video, and I was just working on one to try to compile this guy trucks with this smaller channel to try to make it work. And then I saw this crazy video that he did this morning, and I was just like, you know what? I'm not even gonna bother. Like, and what was really funny was, did any of you watch my video yesterday morning that talked about students? I did a two-part, and then the other part's coming out today. But in one of the parts, and I'm not even sure if you guys saw it yet or not, that I was talking about a student who got out and pulled on the shoulder of the road to urinate on my tires. And I was mad. I was like, "You don't do that. Like, you go into a truck stop, you go into a rest area, you act like a human being." And I was just watching one of this guy's super trucker videos where he was talking about teach the student to pull on the shoulder of the road and urinate and then make sure they speed up to merge into the traffic. I was like, how about we just teach them how to use the restroom? Uh, doesn't it feel like a turtle out of your shell right now? Tom, you're funny. Half of them are texting and driving. Yeah, a lot of them. Well, I like my slow truck though. Because honestly, if you think about it, we're usually really heavy. I haul a lot of beer, a lot of meat, a lot of produce. So, um, most of the time I don't have light FedEx loads and things like that. I have heavy stuff. So going up and down the mountains, you know, I I don't have the ability to go fast anyway, unless you're going downhill, and I don't want a student flying down the hill anyway. Slow trucks are a hazard. So are you crazy people that drive 100 miles per hour. And Tom's right. Yep. Rest areas are full. It takes too long to pull into a truck stop. I get that, but you don't teach the student to go pull on the side of the road. I mean, come on. I don't know. That just, even to do it on a ramp would be better than the side of the road, you know. And you can still go into a truck stop. I don't want to hear it. So what's going on with everybody? Speed is not everything. See, there's Big Houston. Everybody go watch him. If you haven't seen him, he does really cool videos where he does an actual vlog, unlike me. Like, and he'll actually tell you, yeah, I'm going from Texas to Illinois, and then he shows you the customer, and every 5 minutes he's someplace else, and that's kind of cool. I don't have the patience for that. You do a really good job of that. Taroni Richardson says, I'm a new Prime driver and I have no problem driving 62. And good morning. Good morning. And make sure that you find my email down below, because if you have any problems, I give out my phone number to the new Prime drivers. You can give me a call and I'll put you on the rookie list. And then, that way if you call me, I usually make it so that it'll wake me up. You have to teach them where they can pull on the side of the road. 2-minute pee or 10 minutes. Oh, God. I really didn't need to know how long it was going to take to go to the bathroom. Who far you go? Okay, I don't know what that meant, Abdullah. Some people say your channel is lame. Well, those people don't count. How about that? Some people tell me my channel's lame. I have some guy, Stanley, every single video, he types on there, trucking's easy, she don't listen to her, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Every single video. And I'm like, the whole point of my channel is for people to realize they can do this even if they're afraid to. Ah, Wild Beard. You know what? I just pumped you out in a live feed the other day. If you guys don't know Wild Beard, go check him out. I love him. He's so cool and so fun. And it's so funny because he screams through the whole video, guns out, coyote call. And then at the end, he's in his suit and he's all reserved and says, I really appreciate every single one of you. And it's just like such a contrasting character. I love it. Why the heck am I waking you up this morning? You know what? Apparently, you guys all have your notifications set to be woken up. I didn't know that. Sorry. You're like the fourth person that asked me that. And Tom's right. People don't realize that this is all about management. I had one of my new rookie drivers that I sort of advise, let's put it that way. I don't want to use the word mentor because he calls me when he needs me, but he's brand new. I think he's been in his truck maybe a week, but I helped him through training and, encouraged him. So last night he was so excited because he did a couple loads and then he calls me up and he's trying to ask me how to do the time management and it was going to be really close, like really close. And then all of a sudden he has a tire blowout. He's like, oh, I guess I don't need to worry about getting there on time anymore. Well, Hans, though, pre-plans work up to a certain point. Like even my friends that they were owner ops at FedEx and my friend would plan everything out for like the whole week and she'd set up the loads and then all of a sudden something would happen and they'd wind up having to get delayed or, truck issues, tire blowouts, and then it ruined their whole rest of their week. So, I mean, I personally like pre-plans. I know other people that think that pre-plans are more of a rush and puts pressure on them. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys like pre-plans or what? Wildbeard, where are you? Wildbeard just got back on the road. He was off having fun with his girlfriend and then put her on the camera and like actually was having a life and then tells us he has this big secret about, his future trucking plans that he doesn't even tell us about. That sucks. Don't do that. Although I have some plans too. After Prime announced the other day that they were raising our pay, and in the team bonus, I was like, well, a friend of mine is covering a lease ops truck while he's out on surgery, and he was injured, so she's not going to be able to come back until like October 15th. So I think I'm going to wind up going out, bringing her onto my truck in October, which means I'm going to have to find a student. Well, Prime will find me a student between now and then, and hopefully then that way it won't be like this really bad student that I had. Good morning, This Trucker's Life. How are you doing today? Tony loves pre-plans. More money ahead. Woohoo! Tony, are you still at CFI? For those of you who don't know, Tony is a trainer at CFI. I'm planning to do 1 week vlog starting when I come off of home time at midnight or 0100 tonight. Oh, see, I don't know. I think it's kind of hard to do. I think a lot of this YouTube is so time consuming more than what people realize. That's why it was really hard for me to try to do any of it with the student on the truck. So when I get an experienced driver next month or 2 months, then I'll try to go back to, my normal schedule and everything. So, you did it once before and it's hard. Well, plus I'm no good at the camera. I'm no good at all those angles and everything. Like, do you guys ever watch some of those guys that have really good camera and editing skills and you're like, you just want to smack them? Freight Skater, he's a flatbedder at Prime, and he has really good, uh, like, camera positions and editing and stuff. Hans, I think um, people just wanna be miserable. It doesn't even mean that's what they're thinking of your channel. It's just I think people just, they just, wanna be miserable, and they wanna put other people down to make them feel better. And what's really funny is it doesn't really matter what you do. I found out it doesn't matter what you do out here on YouTube because everybody wants something different. When I was doing the vlogs, some people then wrote to me and said, "Well, that's not why I watch your channel. I don't want to watch that. I want the educational tips." And then other people were like, "Well, you're sitting there doing the vlog, but through the whole vlog, you're actually giving educational tips." And I'm like, "Well, I can't win." Tom, oh, please, you talk like you own the camera. Well, I do own the camera. That camera is a $1,200 camera, and I broke the little memory card, and I know I have like two or three, so I don't know where they are. And somehow I got the card jammed in my laptop, so I have to go get another card. I don't know if it's going to fit in this laptop, so I have to get like a little adapter thingy. I am such not a techie. I have a brother that's a techie, and he's into all that stuff. You do 15-minute cuts to get 5 minutes. You do 15 cuts to get 5 minutes. Really? You know what I do? I learned to just talk. When I record a video, I'll talk for 20 minutes, and even if I mess up, I'll just keep talking and repeat that line, and then it's really easy for me to cut it out and chop it up. So people have said to me that they didn't realize that I that I was editing it because of the way that I was doing it. I was like, I know what I'm talking about. I stopped using, sometimes I use notes. It depends on the topic. Hans, yes, CFI, out of Joplin. Hi, hey, I'm Steve. Hi, Steve. That's original. You just roll. Hans, yes, I'm a finisher at CFI. It's so smooth that I didn't know I edited. Oh my God, I do so much editing. Actually, my first couple videos, if you go back and watch the first ones, somebody, um, you know, that first few videos, somebody who knew me from truckingtruth.com said that he saw the video and quote unquote, I expected so much more professionalism out of you when it came to this. And I was like, hey, at least I tried. You know, yeah, but I was trying to, like, if you watch some of the vlogs, I was trying to, like, talk and show some scenery and then do camera angles in the truck while we're moving and stuff like that just to try to make things interesting and play the music and all that. But it really takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time. And when you don't have it, plus the camera that I have is like one of those really big photographer type of cameras. And I did it because I wanted a better microphone and a better video, but sometimes it's just not feasible. It's clunky. I was thinking about going and getting a little GoPro thing, There's Hans. Mwah. Thank you, sweetie, with that $10 super chat. I appreciate that. For those of you who are new to the channel, this is your first time in the live feed. Any of my super chat money or my ad money, I donate to Meals on Wheels, and Hans is like one of my biggest supporters. So, Steve, where are you, and who do you drive for, or are you trying to come into trucking? Oh, Abdallah, I drive for Prime. I have been driving a Prime for 5 years. I went through their CDL program, and yes, I am a team trainer. So I don't actually do the CDL schooling portion. I get them after they just pass their test, and they have to do 50,000 miles at Prime. That's truck miles, that's not student miles. So, uh, yep, Steve says don't listen to a-holes. Except, what's his name? Big A-hole trucker. I think he's funny. It's just like this guy trucks. You have to watch some of these channels and just appreciate the humor. Not everybody out here on YouTube is an educational feature. When you guys roll down the road, do you ever see different companies and make up names for them? Oh, Steve, small fleet over the road started in 2014. So what division do you pull, like dry van or reefer or tanker or what? And Abdullah, are you looking for a CDL school or a company? And if so, what were you looking into? Did you want to do flatbed or reefer? A woman crazy enough to drive rigs is crazy enough to have had to work for the post office. Hey! Not only did I work there, but I was there for uh like, I don't know, 16 years, 17 years, something like that. I was forged in the fire. Trucking runs in my blood. Trucking runs in my blood. Okay. That's why you scream and yell and holler like a madman, and then all of a sudden get all respectable. uh Yeah. Oh, flatbed. See, I'm too lazy for that. That's a lot of work. One thing with flatbed is you don't have to do a lot of backing. When they're parking, yes, but a lot of the customers are just kind of like pull through, or you pull up and they take a crane and they load you, unload you, and all that good stuff. I have some friends that really enjoy flatbed, so I'm always crazy. Sometimes I can contain it better. That's why you're my friend. Nobody I know that I really enjoy is normal. But as a matter of fact, I got this question in my email, so I'll share it with you guys. I got this question. It was, they gave me this whole list of personal questions. They were asking me crazy things, and I was actually thinking about making like a tag video to send it out to people like Wild Beard and Big Houston, and have us all answer these same questions. So the question was, how did you celebrate your 18th birthday? And I was thinking, I don't know if anybody would care to hear that. But the truth of the matter is, you think that, oh, your 18th birthday, you go out and you get wild. Of course, you can't go drinking legally, but um, my 80-year-old grandmother, her sister, and her daughter took me out to a Chippendale strip club on my 18th birthday, right? And it was like one of the craziest things. Uh, you know, my aunt was like, she was like 80 something years old, and she gets up and she's dancing with this guy, and the whole crowd's cheering and they're saying, look at how cute the little old ladies. And this like 20 something guy is grinding up like this on my aunt, and she start putting change down the guy's G string. And as he's dancing, the quarters are like bouncing around. And she said to the guy, "Sorry, sweetie, my Social Security check didn't come in yet." And I said to my grandmother, "Oh my God, that's so embarrassing. If she didn't have money, I would give her some bills." My grandmother said, "You think us old ladies at 80 years old can't get a guy naked? Watch this. He's 25, I bet. Those shorts of his are going to be on the ground in another minute." And as she kept putting change in the G-string and he's wiggling around, the G-string's going lower and lower. And she's like, "I can still get a man naked." It's crazy. But it's something that's really memorable. So if that gives you a good laugh. Tom says, "Every time I hear Millis drivers complaining about not getting miles, I say I see they are truck drivers, not managers." Yes, that is true. I also see that a lot of people that complain they're not getting miles are just complainers about everything, so they don't even want to bother. They'll give them the crap loads that nobody else wants because even if they give them good loads, they're going to complain anyway. Tom grew up on a farm. On my 18th birthday, I fed the horses, cleaned stalls, went to school, and did other farm stuff. Well, that's not nice. It's not very memorable. Come on, what did the rest of you do? Wildbeard, what did you do on your 18th birthday? Come on. Where is everyone heading to today? I don't know. After this feed, I'll probably be heading to bed. uh, I wanted to make a video called Old Lady Rants of my mother. She's so hysterical, and she'll see this and then she'll yell at me, but she is so funny. I'm serious. I said to her, "So what do you think of Trump?" And her blood pressure shoots through the roof and she just goes on and on about how she hates him and he's stupid and everything. And she'll go on and on about, he borrowed money from Russia and Deutsche Bank and everything. So I said to her, "Okay, well, what do you think about AOC?" "Oh, well, she's crazy." It's just so funny. What do you think? What do you think about all these rioters in Portland and in Seattle? "They should all be shot. The military should go in and go clear all those cities out." I'm like, okay. And she's hysterical. She's so confused politically. She doesn't know what she is, a Democrat or a Republican, and usually she doesn't know the difference between the two. So it's hysterical to see her responses sometimes. Tony says, "My 18th birthday was the worst ever. Series of unfortunate events affects me to this day." I'm sorry. I didn't mean to give you flashbacks. Steve wants to do reefer because he likes night driving. Yep. I like nights too. It's really a lot easier because, there's no traffic. And by the time you park and your shift is over, there's plenty of parking. I'm coming off of home time. I took a beer load home Friday and it delivers in Cincinnati. Oh, are you going to tell me Samuel Adams? Are you going to Samuel Adams in Cincinnati? You like parking next to reefers? Is there a reason? Like, does the white noise put you to sleep? Because I've gotten to the point where as soon as the reefer stops and it doesn't kick back on, I wake up. Did the pandemic affect the load or increase it? Well, because I drive reefer and pharmaceuticals, and Prime is the largest reefer and pharmaceutical company in the country, we seem to have gone through the roof, really. So I've never sit. I don't ever wait for loads. I'm always pre-planned. So are they old tab? Hi, how you doing? Welcome to the feed. Is Prime hiring out of Alabama? Yes, Prime is hiring out of Alabama. So, and if you want, email me Give me a list of questions about Prime and I will email you back. And if you are willing to give my driver code for the referral bonus, I am donating all proceeds to the channel to Meals on Wheels, including my referral bonuses. So that's a way to help out. I appreciate that. And even if you're not coming to Prime, I'll still help you, because if you email me and there's someplace else you like or whatever, I'll hook you up with some of these people that are really, um, you know, knowledgeable about different companies. We usually have a lot of different people. Like in here is Tom Bell at Millis, and he's got information. Wildbeard's company. Um, and he's up there calling me a vampire. Yes, that's how I got the dungeon rumor started on me from Trucking Truth. But anybody that you see in my live feeds that have the blue wrenches, they pretty much have channels, so you can go check out their channels. I only include the really positive people. And there is my good friend, Stanley. Stanley Owens. Everybody say hi to Stanley Owens. Stanley is like one of those people that just says nobody cares about what I have to say and makes fun of me and tells me to shut up all the time. But somehow he's always watching my videos and commenting and coming in here. So, mwah, 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 mwah. I love you, Stanley. It's funny too, because people don't realize even the thumbs down helps you boost your ratings. So go ahead, thumbs down me. Some distribution company coming from Miller Coors. Oh, okay. Oh, Hans, no, yeah, Stanley's talking to me. He's talking to me. You like parking next to an air dryer popping every 20 seconds? Yeah, I see what you mean, Steve. She steals people off my channel and sends them to Prime. Okay, first off, people, in defense of myself, Wildbeard Trucking's company, which is Hirschbach, does not hire new uh, new people. They don't have a training school. They only hire experienced drivers. So yes, I pop on his channel and then I go promote Prime. I do. I admit it. Am I in Alabama? I'm in New Jersey. I live in New Jersey, so yes, Prime does hire out of New Jersey and Alabama. Prime is hiring out of the entire country now, so it doesn't matter where you live. This channel went a whole different, yeah, dungeon, red room. Well, see, now I know that you're, it was red rum, not red room. Red rum, murder. I see you're watching the videos though, that's cool. Hello, Trucker John, how are you? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, Trucking with Tom Bell. In case you didn't know, I've been on truckingtruth.com for years, like since I start driving, before I start driving actually. And they were making fun of me because I was a vampire and I drove at night. And then I would meet people on that forum in person. I met them, and then all of a sudden they would just disappear and they wouldn't come back to the forum. And it was really because it's a forum for new drivers, where it's encouraging new drivers and helping them. So, what I miss, you don't get into drama. Oh well, see, you missed this guy Trucks, which is one of my friends, Josh. He used to have like 2,000 subscribers, and then I made that fake news video about him back in February. And in the meantime, he built up to like 44,000 subscribers now, and some guy is like trolling him and harassing him. And it was kind of funny because like everything in this guy's video was wrong. And he's sitting here talking about how Josh gives misinformation, but yet he calls Josh a rookie and the guy's been driving for 7 years. It was just really funny. Distributions companies with 2 docks and 25 cars in the parking lot. Yuck, that doesn't sound cool. Yes, I admit Wildbeard's making fun of me for stealing his viewers. Yes, I admit it. I'm not gonna lie. Since when did you ever thought that think that I would hide something? Yeah, that's right. Trucker John was at Hirschbach. Wildbeard, Trucker John was at Hirschbach, and they had a training program back then. Tom Bell, which exit? And no, I don't say Jersey. I don't know who made that up, but of course, I'm from down south, so exit 3, outside of Philadelphia. Does Yes, Wildbeard, see, you're behind on my videos because you were having too much fun with your girlfriend. Prime is now hiring out of Florida, which they didn't used to do. Last year, they stopped for like a year, and now they're back up. So, oh, Tom, yeah, I used to use Rainy, which was my dog's name. What is the first year salary in Prime? Well, that's a trick question, sweetie, because basically in trucking, you make what you put into it. So if you learn to manage your time and learn how to, manage your hours of service and to pre-plan and communicate and get things done, you're going to make more than somebody who doesn't. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I know people that made $40,000 last year as their first year, and I know people that made 65. So it's about how well you want to work and what your plans are and your goals are. I think right now I'm online for like 80 or 85, something like that. But I did team for, I don't know, 3 months. It also is going to depend on when you start, what company you go to. At Prime, our training is longer. So you're going to make training pay longer than you would have if you went to, like, say, CFI. But CFI, I'm sorry, for me, that training period is way too short. So, uh, like in the long run, Prime pays more per mile. We're reefer and those are drive-in, so they're going to pay a lot more. Kearsey is not a solar powered driver, which is weird nowadays. No, you know what? One time I wrote a message to my dispatcher and I was like, I can't deal with all these sun worshipers. They're scurrying around me like roaches. This is insane. I can't believe you people live like this. He was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, they people, they're all around me, scuttling around like bugs. It's disgusting. Oh, I'm sorry. That's my laptop bouncing around. I stay in Jersey. Nobody can actually live in Jersey. Yeah, okay. Well, we can do anything we want. Hans, do not tell him false information. Josh is okay, but he hates Christians. That's why I unsubscribed from him. I've never really heard him bash any Christians or anything. I did think it was funny when he was talking about Prime as a cult. I'm not kidding. I played that video like over and over and laughed my ass off every time. I'm a first-year trucker and I'm on target to make 60,000 this year. Okay, well that's cool. I thought you were driving longer than that actually, Tom. Are you looking forward to the new time regulations? Honestly, I'll worry about them when they get here. When I have to worry about them. No. I'm just kind of enjoying being off, to be honest with you. I'm already in week 2 at being home, and I'm still going to be here for another uh, 10 days or so. Big Houston, I made 57,000 from April to December of last year, but I'm not at Prime. Charles is going to Werner. Woohoo! Good luck. Yay! And Trucker John says, how much you make in trucking depends. Wait, it just disappeared. How'd you do that? Oh, depends on how hard you want to work and how much crap you want to put up with for how long you stay out. Well, see, that's the thing, though. I don't put up with crap. I don't get crap. I tell them this is what I'm going to do, and I'm not doing anything other than that, so. Yes, Tom, it's 50,000 miles in a team situation. During during training, you're paid the full rate. You don't split the miles. Okay. Is that a 15,000 team? So it's basically 3 weeks? Like, we have a training pay. And then as the trainer, I get paid for all the miles, but it's kind of a weird way they figure it out. So depending on, uh, how many miles I ran that week, it's on a tier system. The pay and trading at Prime, you don't get paid during the school phase with the permit, but you do go out on the road one-on-one with a trainer. So that's usually like 2 weeks or so. Then you come back and you test out. And then once you get your CDL, that's when you become an employee and you start getting paid $700 a week for every week that you're out. At 40,000 truck miles, then it gets bumped to 800 a week and you're out for a minimum of 50,000 miles. If you wind up having like an accident or a speeding ticket or something like that, you could actually stay out longer. They'll leave you in training longer. Yeah, 7-3-8-2 split, stopping the clock is awesome. You know what? I'll figure it out when I get there. I'm sure I'm going to wind up having to make more videos about that stuff because it's already confusing, and then you just want to confuse it more with more stuff. Tony says, I keep my income in the 60 to 68,000 range. I'm pacing myself until retirement. Trucker John, question, Kearsey, do they hand out YouTube channels with truck assignments? It seems like every new truck driver on YouTube is at Prime. Okay, and why is that? Because number one, we're one of the largest carriers in the country that does training. Number two, we actually like being at Prime. And number three, I don't know, maybe they hire younger people. I don't know. Number four, maybe it's just the cult thing that they go, what was the cartoon? They used to go swarm, swarm, swarm. Was it like Flintstones or something? Han stays out 4 to 6 months. He said this before, and I'm like, Trucking with Tom, no, it's your 15,000 miles. Yeah, CFI, I think, only does like 7,800, right, Tony? Something like that. My friend Scott was there, and it was like he was only out for 3 weeks. Yeah, about 6 weeks, yeah. And Schneider is like really crazy. I thought Schneider was like CFI doing 3 weeks, but the 3 weeks includes a week of classroom training. So I think when all is said and done, they're basically only out on the road for like 7 to 10 days before they get their truck. That to me is insane. Well, Tom, that's cool. The trainer and the trainee both get their full rate for every truck mile. That's cool. That's good to know. What about the CDL school? How does that work? Because that was one of the reasons why I really liked Prime was that I got to go out over the road with a trainer. But you guys that are training well, are new, come on, you must have horror trainer stories for me, right? And Tony just got rid of a student, so he must have a horror trainee story. So come on, tell me, tell me. Trucker John, I saw a Prime trainee yesterday. I almost had checked his idea. He looks so, I guess that's supposed to be young. 22 looking like he was 15. Should tell his mom he stopped playing trucker. Schneider's 18 days long. Okay, Charles, but does that include their classroom time? Like, I think that includes their classroom time and their exam time. 18 days is really short. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion, but. And let's see, I don't know, more people ask me about the lawsuit. I talked a little bit about this in the other video. The lawsuits settlement that just went through, it's like $45 million or something with Prime. And it's stupid people. I'm sorry. When you sign a contract that says, I am not an employee of this company, I agree to be an independent contractor, I don't think you should have the right to turn around and sue. You accepted the conditions, and then you didn't know how to run a business, and you didn't know anything about trucking because you were brand new. So you wound up losing all your money, and then you want to blame the company. I don't think that's right. What kind of headset do I have on? This is the Blue Parrot 450. I did a review on it, compared it to my Blue Tigers. Prime settled for $28 million. Is that what it came out to? Yeah, and people are like, oh, well, I went to the school, so I'm going to get some money. And it was like a total of 44,000 people or something that are supposed to get money. And one article said that they'd get $100. I'm like, big deal. I mean, $100, give me a break. Trucker Style Sean, how you doing, sweetie? How you doing? Where you at today? Tony says, I got rid of my student today. I've been so lucky to be with a guy who knows everything, everything, everything about trucking. What a pain in the ass. Yeah, well, that's a whole nother issue. I did have somebody that was supposed to come on my truck, and he, hey, Nevada Trails, how you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Oh, Sean, you're running Amazon. Okay, that's cool. But where are you right now? You bought me a snakeskin blue parrot. Oh, those donations go to the military, don't they? Like veterans or something. Yeah, Tony. So anyway, I had this woman that she asked me things like, where do you not like to go? What kind of loads do you like the most? Which ones do you like the least? You know, do you prefer cities or mountains? And it was like every time I gave her an answer, she told me, oh, that's not a big deal. Well, I don't know what your problem is. Well, that's enough problem for me. And I'm like, shut up. You didn't even start a truck yet on your own. You didn't even turn the key yet. It's just funny how people are. Orlando. Oh, that sounds so nice right now. I swear one of these days I am going to go and like buy my boat and move to Aruba. I can't wait. Hans, he was talking about his student, not his trainer. Tony is the trainer. And he was just saying that he was being sarcastic, saying that his trainee knew it all. But yes, Trucker Style Sean and Nevada Trails, you guys popped in. We were originally talking about this guy Trucks and that whack job nut guy that when I was going through his videos, he really looked like he wanted to help people. And then when you watch the reaction video, he's talking about flying monkeys and that this guy Trucks is the messiah of trucking, just like he compares him to David Koresh. It was just hysterical. And I was gonna give him a boost and like do my fake news thing that I do with other people, I've done in the past, and then I figured it's not even worth it. I would imagine it does get hot, but I still think that it's still better than being in the heat in Arizona, you know? Of course, I'm in Jersey and it gets suffocatingly hot up here too. Trucker John says some trainees just need to be slapped at times. You prefer mountains? Well, some mountains are fun. I mean, it just gives you a little bit of like, I love cabbage. People laugh and think I'm crazy, but I love cabbage. You just bought a boat. What kind of boat? And you know what, guys? I want you guys to take pictures of you guys with the trucks and then email them to me at truckingalongfun@gmail. Because I want to make a video of all the different subscribers and everything with their trucks, especially if you're newly upgraded or you're in training. I just think that it kind of, gives a boost to people who may be thinking about coming into trucking, and it would help inspire them to realize they can do this too, you know? Sean says he does not miss training. Well, come on. You must have a horrible trainer story or a trainee story for us. Come on, do tell. Han says, while I was in training, a trainer cussed me out. I almost whooped his ass. Well, you know what? I was actually on the phone with somebody who was in training, and the two of them did get into a fist fight. The trainee's driving. I hear them arguing. Then all of a sudden, I hear the brakes screeching and to thump, and I know the trainer didn't have a seatbelt on. The trainer wound up hitting the windshield, then fell on the Qualcomm, broke the Qualcomm. I hear this whole big struggle fight taking place. The cops call me because I heard it. I wasn't there. And, next thing you know, the trainee is walking his way through California. Yeah, one up. Trainees, no matter what you say, he can top it. Tom. Okay, so 7A, that's Jackson, where Great Adventure is. I'm down off of exit 3. I said that. You weren't paying attention. But I talk a lot and fast. Now I'm off of like between Belmar, Mount Ephraim, and well, do you know on 295 there's a TA in Paulsboro? That's where I live in that area. Yeah, but Hans, when I go to Arizona, I actually feel like I'm melting into the ground and my shoes melt to the ground. And just walking out of the truck stop, I already need another shower. Oh man, Nevada, why don't you send me a picture? That way I can long off over it. Send me all of any of your trucks and any that you ever had. Who cares? See, he's being all mean. What truck do you want? I got too many in the yard to choose from. All of them. All of them. Trucker John had to fight a trainee once. That does not shock me at all. When you go to Jersey, you're in Jersey City. Yeah, that's about, I don't know, 80 miles from me or something. I don't go up there very much. I do go to Allentown. 33 trucks? I didn't know you were up to that much. I mean, I knew you had quite a few, but I didn't realize 33. Wow. You know, is it hard to find safe drivers and people that you actually trust, though? Because I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to say who it is, but you guys would already know anyway. Um, somebody, a YouTube trucker, got scammed at a truck stop. And, um, oh, Hans, okay, time to drive Kearsey is boring me. Hey! But thank you, I love you. And for you guys that don't know, all of the channel proceeds gets donated to Meals on Wheels, including any of the super chats, the ads, even my bonus referrals to Prime. So help me out if you will. I appreciate it. Um, and Trucker, that's funny. So anyway, the YouTuber got scammed, and this YouTuber is always talking about how the plan in the future is to buy a truck and then buy a fleet and build this big company. And all I was thinking was, if I was a driver and this person asked me to drive for them, I'd be thinking no, because you got scammed out of a lot of money and something you really was valuable to you. So if you can't manage your money, why would I expect you to manage my pay and your business to keep me in business? And Trucker Style Sean, could absolutely tell you, I'm sure, that it's a gamble. It's a gamble to put somebody in a truck, and that one person could make one accident that could really just destroy your whole business. You know, um, you know, Sean, I did a video yesterday, and I have another one coming out about trainees from hell and things that people did. Like, I have one student that she's taking pictures in the construction zone. I didn't say it in the one video. Maybe I'll keep making more of those. But she ran out of contacts for her one eye, so she put a contact in each eye. Like, she had two left eyes basically. So she put a left contact in her right eye. And I was like, are you crazy? Like, she kept playing with it, saying, oh, this is bothering me. This is bothering me. And then I asked you, excuse me, I asked her, what's up? You need contact solution. I always keep bottles of contact solution, brand new ones. And she's like, oh no, it's not fitting right because it's not the right contact. What? You should wear your glasses. I don't have glasses. You're supposed to have an extra backup pair. Oh, well, they don't even know I have the restriction. I don't have a restriction on my license. I didn't tell DMV. What? Guess what? That person's not on my truck anymore. These are the kinds of people that come in. And then if you're a trainer and you have issues with somebody, it turns into, oh, the trainer's the problem. No, sometimes it's the bad driver. Trucker John says, Kearsey, I bet burns really bad in the sun, real bad, since she's a vampire. You could change my name in your phone, trucking along with Prime Princess of Darkness. Hey! The truth is, I do really burn in the sun. I'm like so white, so white skin. Some guy once told me, a coworker of mine said, oh, I could never date you because you're so white, I'd lose you in the sheets. I wouldn't be able to see you. You're so white. Good night, Nevada. I appreciate you stopping by. And good night, Hans. I appreciate it. Oh, wow. Sean says if you look on his Instagram, you'll see a truck that got totaled a week after putting it on the road. Wow. See, that's crazy. And those are things that people don't think about. And then the insurances and the repairs and all that. So many people come out here and they're like, oh, I'm going to buy a truck. I'm going to buy a fleet. And here's something else, Sean. I'm just curious. Do you have problems finding people that are going to work for what you can afford to give them. And that's not to say that you're a bad business person or anything, but I've had people come to me, ask me to drive their trucks, and I'm like, I make way more than that. I'm not going to come work for you. You don't give me the benefits that I have, plus I'm making more. So why would I do that? You know? Tom says, I like the guy who wanted to pee while driving. Yes. I don't think I even put that one in the video, did I? That's in like my older funny videos. Um, yeah, there was a student that he was like gonna drive my truck with one hand and urinate into a bottle. And I was like, you're not gonna do that. And he says, you want to make a bet? Yes, I can. I was like, you make a bet. I'll bet you. You do it, and I'll turn the truck around and drop you back off in Springfield. He's like, oh, I don't like that bet. No, that's all you're gonna get because I'm gonna win. but, but yeah, trainees are tough. There are so many. Um, I had one that was kind of creepy. He was like taking pictures of me all over the place and then would say things like listen to my phone conversations and say I'm watching you and I'm listening to you, and it's just weird. Like people can be weird. Oh, flat rate per day. Oh, well that's cool. But does that ever get to a point where you feel like they're trying to screw you? Like, because if you're gonna pay them a flat rate, they're gonna get paid the same whether they drive, 100 miles or 600 miles. So I'm just kind of curious. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that. Uh, I just don't have the desire to be a boss. I mean, I could do it. The phone conversation could be fun. I've made some really good ones. I don't know what you're talking about now. You mean having to call up prime? Oh, I know. There was a good one. I had a friend who the trainee was planning a wedding, and she wanted my trainer friend to take her to Vegas so that she could get married. So my friend, um, yeah, Tony, yeah, I couldn't help taking all those pictures of you. It's basically what it was. He was weird, and it's not like I'm some movie star or something. And he saw me without the hair and makeup done, so he really saw me. But um, so my friend was, had this trainee that wanted her to basically treat her like she was a taxi cab. Drop me off in Vegas. Now I want to go back and I got to go shopping and I got to do this. And, it was crazy. So the two of them had this argument where my friend is out in the sleet storm trying to fix the reefer, playing with some belt that got loose, and she was trying to I don't know, put it back on. I don't deal with that, but she was a lease op. Company driver, I drive that sucker into TA and they can fix it. Lease ops want to sit there and try to fix everything themselves so that they can get rolling. I don't do that. But so she's out in the sleet storm, and the trainee kept coming out into the storm and asking her questions about when they were going to get to Vegas. So she was trying to plan this wedding. And my friend turned around and said, look, I need you to just shut up, get back in the truck, and leave me alone right now. I have to figure out how to fix this, or the whole load could be damaged. They were like a ridiculous amount of miles to the next carrier that could fix the reefer. It was like 400 miles or something. And the place didn't even open till the next day. So as a lease op, she was worried about she could get stuck with the load and all that crap. So the woman calls up Prime and says that she doesn't want to have this lady anymore, that the lady yelled at her, and I'm not taking this from this trainer, and blah, 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 blah. And they drive into the terminal. Well, when they get there, the woman gets a call saying, you need to report to the safety department and sit down with your fleet manager. So she says to my friend, does that mean I'm getting fired? And my friend's like, I don't know. And she's like, well, then I'm not getting off the truck. I'll stay with you. And my friend's like, that's not a choice anymore. Goodbye. And she's like, no, no, I'm coming with you. And she's like, no, it's not a choice. Get off the truck. My friend had to call up security and have this woman removed from the truck. Now, most likely she got fired after that. Yeah. Okay. So Sean says by the end of the week, they average over 5 hours for the work that they were doing. Well, that's cool. I'm glad it all works out for you. And I really don't like it when people take advantage of people either, and I mean the drivers. I think some people are lazy. I know one guy that he really didn't want to work, but he didn't want to have to pay for an apartment either. So he would work just enough to where he was productive enough that the company didn't bother him, and he made enough money to, pay for food and stuff like that. But he really wasn't productive. I can't believe that he wasn't fired years before. Tony says, I had a student who wouldn't work for us unless he could team drive with me. When I said no, he quit and went home. Well, yeah, because you'd be the one doing all the trip planning and figuring out where to park and doing the backing. And yeah, I get people that want to stay on my truck and all the time. And, you know, you have good rates. That's good. Woohoo! Mm, I think that makes a big difference. Not that I'm an owner or that I'm looking to own or anything like that, but just from what I see from a lot of the YouTubers when they're talking about like the spot market. And it's funny because they talk about the spot market and then they're all like, oh yeah, I'm getting like, $6 a mile and all this crazy numbers. And then, 5 months later, it's back down in the dumps and they're complaining about how they have to borrow money. How many weeks does it take you to team train a new rookie driver? That depends on so many things. It depends on the loads. It depends on truck repairs, home time. Some trainers will take 2 weeks off at a time. If the student needs to get back home for any reason, I'm going to be honest with you. If you're asking me, I would say expect at Prime to be in the schooling phase for 3 weeks, and that's 1 week of orientation, 2 weeks of training and testing, and that's before you get paid. Prime advances you $200 a week for food over the road that you wind up paying back once you get hired. So when you get into the 50,000 miles, you're talking probably 3 months or so. Because you figure if you're doing 5,000 miles a week times 10 weeks, that's 50,000 miles, but you're going to take some kind of home time in there sometime, and you're going to have, probably some kind of truck repair, blowout, sitting at, some stupid customer overnight for some reason, not getting loaded properly. Big Houston says his company gets all his loads from the spot market. So what do you see happening then with your loads? Because ours are contract. And then I am told that sometimes ours go through certain brokers that I hear the lease ops complaining because the broker will charge a fee. but it doesn't ever affect me, and I always have loads, so it's not like and being a company driver, you're also told you can't pick and choose your loads, which we're not supposed to because we're a forced dispatch. But, when you build a relationship with dispatch, you can actually say, I'm not going there. I don't, I'm not going to go to. So, trucker style, Sean, you're paying your drivers flat rate by the day. How is it set up at your company? Do they get off like on the weekends, or do they have to stay out for X amount of weeks? And how long do they need to be drivers before you would be willing to entertain hiring somebody? How much experience do they need? Charles, if you drive for Prime, yes, you take the truck home. I have my truck. You just park it someplace like a truck stop, or uh, right now mine's in a storage lot. I paid for a parking lot. So there are some people that'll take it back to their homes. Prime doesn't want us taking the trailers home, so they'll have us drop the load. I usually drop a loaded trailer and then bobtail home. We also get paid the miles that it takes us to drive home. So if I drop off a load that's 100 miles away from home, that 100 miles that I drove from that load customer to my home will get added on my next load when I come off of home time, which a lot of companies don't do that. Millis isn't forced dispatch, but it's not a good idea to turn down too many loads. Trucker Style Sean says 3 years experience as drivers home every day. Woohoo! Tony won't train women because all they think about are sex. Okay. I'm going to stay silent on that topic because my 81-year-old mother watches this channel. I only talk about sex on other people's channels. Melissa almost always wants me to take a trailer home. Yeah, well, I have mixed emotions on the whole trailer thing. It's easier to park, so I don't care. In the beginning, I used to think it was a pain in the neck, but as I learned where our freight is and where our customers are, I just know where I can drop and where I could go pick up and go get one. Now it's just to the point that I tell Prime, I need a load out of this customer because those are the best ones near me with a loaded trailer for me to get out. Nobody says anything. Matter of fact, it's so funny. My fleet manager now refers to himself in his emails to me as Greedy One Kenobi. I was dying. I sent him an email about me coming back to work, and he was like, signed it off, Greedy One Kenobi. So, trucker style Sean, do you have drivers in different parts of the country, or do you keep everybody in one location? Because I have a friend that owns 12 trucks, and then like he rents like space out of a couple different truck stops across the country, and then he has people coming and going from them. Tony, I just think you're such a nice guy that women would find you completely irresistible. That's the problem with you training women. So anyway, you know what? Think I'm gonna go jump off of here, guys. It is way past my bedtime. So I do thank you all for popping in. I was hoping I was going to get some different people in here a little bit later than I normally do because I'm just such a night person. I know it sucks, But thank you guys so much. Remember, all the channel proceeds go to Meals on Wheels. I thank you once again for the donations I got today. And check out that video coming out later this morning about Trainees from Hell Part 2. And thanks, guys. And I hope to see you out here trucking along. Be safe.